I have my boy Eddie here for this video.
How you doing?
Today we'll be talking about the esports with franchising. Now that Call of Duty's stepping into the domain, he'll mostly be hitting that. I'm going to hit kind of some of the games that started it beforehand. But I just want to go ahead and do some shout outs right quick. Shout out to my boy with Wagdog, sponsoring everything I do. My boy Quan, his music. My buddy Marquise and his music. Gotta do a quick couple shout outs because, it's family. And also to let you know, I will be streaming Borderlands 3 for the next couple weeks with a few games in between on and off. So don't forget to go to King Filzy at twitchtv.com. Check it out. Anything you want to add?
You can add my link. That'll be in the description down below. Check me out. It's Knock Swamp Clover.
His YouTube and his Twitch, I'll go ahead and throw it in the bottom.
I appreciate that.
Always family. Right. Alright, so
without further ado.
Right? So, big thing right now. Esports franchise, Call of Duty stepped into the main. Really started around time Overwatch League really got in. They started paying players. Biggest thing, though, for our players was they're not making the money they were when they were streaming. Like, the money has gone down financially. They were struggling a little bit to start just because it's a new thing, new concept. Then as the years progress, you got big teams from MLB, NFL. They start giving them tips on how to make more money with it, with sponsors, all that. I mean, we see now people even in streaming communities, let's be honest, Ninja, fucking signing a contract for how much was it again?
The new contract on Mixer?
Yeah, with Mixer.
I don't know.
It was like $3 million.
What was it?
It was
like it could have been more.
It probably was. It was probably more, but let's be honest, he got a few mil from a contract just to stream on a website.
That's true.
And then
we've been on forever.
Yeah.
We started on Mixer before Twitch and everything.
Right. And now he's also got a contract with Adidas.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
And he's getting his own Fortnite skin. So this is where kind of you see the pro gamers that only get money from tournament wins kind of like, what are we doing? Why are we not making this kind of money? But now you see it's kind of with the franchising, they sign a few-year contract for a couple mil. Now that's big enough. T-Mobile, all these places are sponsoring, throwing money in, Omen, all that. So now it kind of gives people more of a, okay, this is how the NFL does it. They make bukus of money. Esports now recognized, on ESPN as an actual sport and throughout the world as a sport. Why shouldn't it do the same things? That's why more big companies like Nike and so forth are joining him.
That's true.
And I mean, he's done a little bit more look into the Call of Duty.
That's just because that's my main game.
He's nothing but Call of Duty mostly.
That I used to play, but
excuse the shaking there. It's a little bit unstable.
But for the Call of Duty side, it's completely different. Like, there's a lot of pros and cons to it. It mainly comes down to money, as always. Okay, so for the Call of Duty side, you have a couple of big teams who are dropping out. My main two I'd like to talk about are going to be Optic and 100 Thieves. Optic got bought out by Infinite, and that's in itself. That's their own thing. That was something that had to do with a relationship with a friend or something like that. I really didn't understand it. Well, 100 Thieves, they didn't feel like they had the backing because each spot to buy in, they're going to do it like you said, like NFL and MLB teams where you have to have a city home base because you're going to do home and away games. But each spot's going to be $25 million for a team to buy into.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that seems excessive when you're buying in just to Activision, because Activision is the one who basically sells the spots. I guess it does work out, though, at the same time, because players will be salaried, as to where, when you first start up, you get, your monthly salary as a pro gamer, which is, $400, $500 a month, which is nothing, you know what I mean?
Some of us, we make that in the regular world.
In a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some of us make that in a week. Some of us make that in a couple days, depending on what you work.
And like you said, though, that's where it goes back to the streaming, because that's why most of them took up streaming. It's a lot easier on them. It's easier work, plus it's more money. A lot more money.
and they don't have to worry about the physical and mental training that they constantly have to do as being on that professional team.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize they do train you physically, at least for health wise. You don't have to be skinny, but you have to be healthy.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it's like, we have to put all this effort in, and then we're making less money than what we were doing. Because you got to think, some streamers, they stream for 4 or 5 hours at a time. They end up making $1,000 off of one stream in a day. They do that twice a week. They make $3,000 a week.
I mean, you got to think Shroud, he streams for like 8 to 11 hours a day.
Yeah, and he makes bukus.
Yeah, bukus.
Shroud's got a nice setup. I respect that.
He does. Super cool.
But anyway, we digress.
As always.
But it's kind of just one of those stepping things, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely a stepping stone because it's more game, but it's like it makes it hard because like let's say the team that I wanted to make is now like out of my grasp by $25 million, you know. I cannot now buy in, or I cannot just register my team. Like our team's registered for the MLG, but we just got booted, I'm pretty sure, because of that. Because we can't buy in. We don't have a home base.
And see, that's where it seems that they're probably going to end up doing a tier thing for it. Kind of like, let's look at Major League Baseball, how you have the pros and then the minors.
Yeah.
Since they know how gaming is and how gamers are, you get new people out of spot like that can either be picked up by a team or want to start their own team.
Yeah.
And that team could be fresh enough to compete with the pros, but they don't have the money, so they'll start lower tiers probably eventually.
My question is too: are they going to have benched players? You know, like how like
how are they going to
other team like how like baseball and any other like physical sport does?
From what I heard, they are going like I do know Overwatch League does this going back because when it first came out, I was huge into watching it. They did have switch-ins.
Switch-ins.
Like if somebody had a headache from the screen or something, or just a game kind of mentally exhausts them,
yeah,
they had a switch-in. And you can do a switch-in.
Are you still going to be... But that goes back to my question, is everybody going to be put on salary? What are they going to do with that extra? Because they have to buy in for $25 million. Now what about the player's salary?
And see, I think that's why for that division of it, it's going to be more geared towards the big names like Fnatic and so forth. Like
Envy, FaZe.
All of them that are big name and big sponsored, that have the money in the backing, they're going to be able to. And it's a little bit lower key because a lot of people haven't heard much. There's actual investors that will invest into your team.
Yeah, I understand. But see, here's what I'm saying is because you had Drake with 100 Thieves. He was an investor. He had part in the company actually.
Yeah.
And they just said no, we're done with that. They're done. They're going to content creation and other games. I think they're even dropping their WoW League, which is I don't know. I guess I don't know what they're. I think they're going strictly content creation, but you're gonna have teams splitting up. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of chaos going on. It's like they didn't let anybody prepare for this.
The esports, that's kind of how it's thrived through the years from what I've seen. Chaos, quick change. You have to adapt. That's more. I hate to say it. Esports is more of an adaptable sport than anything else because it has to, for one, keep up with the times, keep up with the latest technology, because they have to be able to fund, have their own servers for everything, because they can't use global servers. The actual game creators have to create a server in that local space for tournaments.
Yeah.
That's why games like Apex, like the Invitational that just happened this past weekend.
500,000.
Yeah. Was literally in a localized server. That way all of the pros could play. Side note on that, real quick. I was watching that the team that won the X Games Apex, TSM.
Yeah.
They just won to 5. They won to 5.
They did. They were dominating. I was really hoping NRG was going to do a lot better, just because of Dizzy. I love Dizzy. So.
It is true. And then I go back to when I was younger, really getting into gaming. What happened to the FaZe of the old days? FaZe ain't nothing like it used to be.
No, FaZe is literally they get most of their clout from their videos. Like they're not so much their gameplay anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still a good team, but they got clapped this year in the CWL.
Dude, let's not even go into FaZe in their Counter-Strike division.
Okay, I don't watch their Counter-Strike division.
I have. FaZe and Optic used to be big names in the Counter-Strike, especially American League.
Yeah.
Even World, they've gone down. They got knocked out a couple times real quick off rip. It just is, I don't know. That's where, like everything, you kind of lose some of the fun. But then you look at the players, like, I hate to say it, Korea and the Owls.
Yeah. Oh, they just couldn't keep up.
Well, not even just that. Korea, for the global Overwatch that they have every year at BlizzCon,
Yeah.
they win every year.
Yeah. That's because that's what they do every day of their life.
They also have more discipline than some places do.
Yeah.
But then you have teams like Sweden and so forth that are on par. It's just that split second that's different.
Yeah.
And that's what, for some people, makes a better gamer. Some people don't realize that.
I just hope it doesn't kill the whole Call of Duty. I hope it doesn't. I hope they don't kill themselves with this. Like, just shoot themselves in the foot.
They aren't, because I'm pretty sure what it is.
Right now, only 9 teams are registered.
Here's what's going to happen, though. Here's what they're going to make their decision of.
What?
They're still going to do the CWLs.
Yes.
But they're also going to have to franchise differently. What they're going to do is they're going to have season teams and so forth, like the franchise and so forth, do like a season of football would.
Yeah.
And a championship in that. Then they're still going to have their World League division, if they still do that. I can't remember.
Well, the CWL, that is like the champions. That's where you get your rings and everything.
Okay.
That's where you get your rings.
They'll probably change it up then. What they'll probably do is...
Well, like what the article I read said, they said that they're going to have home and away games. They're literally taking a page out of like pro physical sport games. You know what I mean? They're taking the page out and they said, okay, this is what we're going to do now. I think it could work out. It just seems like it was just a slap in the face to a lot of people.
It's a slap in the face to a lot of the up-and-coming ones that are really good.
Yeah, who just don't have the fund.
Yeah.
That
they have... Well, it's not even that. They have to work 1,000 times harder to even get into that bracket of they have to pull their money together.
Yeah.
Or either win enough championships to get that sponsorship, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they got to go through the 100,000, the 50 grand, all that kind of championships, get their name out there. Then they'll be picked up by a sponsor that wants to be like, oh, hey, we'll fund your team because you're good enough.
Yeah. And
so forth. We just want you to rep our stuff. Which that can happen. Don't get me wrong.
I just don't understand it because I keep talking about 100 Thieves because it's very upsetting to me. This was their first year in the CWL, and they did very well. You know, they took a couple of arenas home with them, and they were second place in the CWL. But like they had Nike, you know what I mean? Nike was basically sponsoring. They gave them their own shoe. You know, they had Louis Vuitton who gave them their own bags. It just doesn't make sense. It just seems like there's a lot more to it than just, you know.
And see, with some of those companies, they might individually sponsor some of the players. Kind of like how Nike does now with pro sports and basketball. Really in basketball, you got to think about that.
Yeah.
LeBron's, now that top gaming player has a chance to have his name out there like LeBron does.
Yeah, definitely. Which
can change up the world of gaming completely. And it may not. Kind of how it could go for this is, you know how arena football is? I don't know how much you know about that.
No.
So arena football is below the pros and so forth, but it still pays. Okay. And it's for that area, like a local area.
Okay.
So, like, there's one here in South Carolina that if you had the footage and so forth, even if it's years old, and you have the dedication, you could try out for the team, make the team.
Okay.
And then if you're good enough in the arena, you could go do a walk-on for a pro.
Okay.
So I'm feeling they might take that and say, hey, you three are good. We want y'all to come try out.
Yeah.
Do this. Or they might eventually opening it up to where it's cheaper once it starts bringing in the funds, you know?
Yeah, maybe that's what
you got to think about this. This is the first year they're doing it for home and away games in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
When they first did it for the Owls, it's ridiculous. Now it's dropped down. Everything's going to drop the more it gets popular. And you got to think, Call of Duty has a huge fan base. It's going to drop the amount when they start realizing There's a lot of people who are competitive enough to play.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to change things.
I just want to see. I mean, we're gonna see. You know, what I mean, this next season, 2020 season. But
Yeah.
I'm excited, but I feel like it's just gonna be.
You're skeptical.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical. Very, very skeptical.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see what they decide to do for plans and so forth. I'm gonna be honest. I'm super excited to see what the season for Apex is going to be. Because this preseason invitational
Yeah.
really set a tone.
I didn't even know that was going to come up here. I mean, that kind of just popped up out of nowhere, too.
Well, Apex just released the time and date after one of their updates and said, here you go. Here's what's happening. I knew about the X Games when the X Game was back. When the X Games going on, I can't remember when that was.
That wasn't too long ago.
No, it was this summer, but still.
Yeah.
The teams and the level of playing that they have there really sets a tone for other gamers like us.
Yeah. It does. We look like trash.
Well, not even that. It shows where we have to do more critical thinking than what we do.
They do, but they fight in such small areas, dude.
Well, that's the thing.
10 teams in the last circle.
Our rotations. That's what it comes down to at times. The rotation in between and so forth.
Definitely.
Changes things up.
We'll have to get out there and get on it.
Right. You gotta go through, learn a little bit. Things happen, though.
Yeah.
But I think we hit our main topic we kind of want to know what everybody thinks of esports franchising. This is, again, now a hot topic coming back up. I mean, let us know. We'll discuss more next time we do a video. We'll look back at some of the comments and so forth, hit that at the start of the video, then go to a new topic. What do you feel the next topic should be, though?
Next topic? Don't know.
Because we have open availability for all topics. If you guys got an idea,
just drop them in the description.
Yeah, give us a comment. Drop something.
Description, I said. Drop in the description, yeah.
Yeah, you can drop in my description what you want us to do. No, it's comments.
In the comments.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like that video, so.
And please subscribe and ring the bell for the page. It'd be great. Also, I said this last weekend when I released the video. If you're an up-and-coming artist, you're more than welcome to email me or message me on YouTube. Then we'll get up email. I'll put your song as an intro song. Well, kind of intro to this and so forth. As you'll see my intro video kind of back that way at the start of the video. He's an idiot. No, it's going to be that way.
That's what I said that.
Okay. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Anyway, but more than welcome to share it. We know how it is. You struggle. You got to do it on your own. More than welcome to just throw it on YouTube with us.
Spread it.
Check last week's video if you didn't check it out. My buddy Marquise MTB, his newest song he just released with A1K. Ready for? Pretty good, not going to lie. I don't know if you checked it.
No, I did not check it out yet.
You'll have to check it out later. We'll have that conversation later.
Making content. Busy making content.
We're trying to make money and make ourselves known. Hopefully, eventually, we'll be blessed enough to go check out this new esports franchise games in person.
See what that's going to be about.
Right.
That'll be nice.
It would be. We should plan that. We'll go to BlizzCon. BlizzCon first. BlizzCon's more doable.
Yeah, you know.
Money.
You know me.
Money.
Not even just money. It's just, it depends on what games are being played.
No, yeah, you didn't get into Overwatch like that.
No, not really.
And that's one of the games that some of this MOBA and arena games came from. The original was H1Z1. Yeah. Then it came to...
No. The original one was Minecraft. That's where the original one was.
Right. That was one of them.
Then it was H1Z1.
Yep. And then it came to Overwatch, and then we got...
No, Pub, and then Overwatch. No,
Overwatch, then Pub.
Yeah.
Then Fortnite, now Apex.
Yeah.
And now every game's picking up, like Blackout and so forth.
Apex is literally kind of, to me, it's the best of them all.
Apex has taken its toll, especially as a 3v3 type.
Mm-hmm.
No big teams, small teams, circle and close. It's great. Well, guys, that's going to be the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And come check us out next time we upload.
Appreciate it.
Be on the lookout for new gameplay videos coming out this week.
Keep it real.
Bye, guys.